Here are 15 hot and intense LGBT movies, which is some available on Netflix. 1. King Cobra. Sean Paul Lockhart, 17 years old, travels to Pennsylvania to film a solo sex scene with Stephen Kosis, the owner of Cobra Videos. Lockhart convinces his mother that he is going Pennsylvania to intern with a film business, and he also lies Kosis that he is 18 years old. Lockhart adopts the stage name Brent Corrigan, and after a successful first video, he agrees to stay on and continue filming gay pornography with partners, all under Kosis' supervision. Despite Corrigan's hesitation, Kosis, who is also housing Corrigan, develops a crush on him and they have intercourse. 2. Dream Boat. The Dream Boat, a trip for homosexual men only, sets sail once a year. We follow 5 men from 5 countries on a journey for their goals, far from their family and political constraints. The trip offers 7 days in the summer, love, and freedom, but it also brings their own stories, concerns, and fears with them. 3. A Stormy Night. When Marcos arrives in New York from Barcelona, he discovers that his stopover trip to San Francisco has been cancelled owing to bad weather. He then meets Alan, who is gracious enough to offer him a place to stay for the night. Despite the fact that the two guys have nothing in common, they will be forced to spend 12 hours together. 4. A Perfect Ending. The 2 main protagonists are introduced right away in the film. Paris, Jessica Clarke, is a young, dark-haired escort, call girl who is also a creative artist by nature. Rebecca, Barbara Niven, is a middle-aged wife who is wealthy and blonde. Rebecca meets Paris at this point, and over the course of a series of very private sessions, Rebecca warms up to Paris's delicate advances and fulfills her aspirations of having sex with another woman and experiencing true happiness and fulfillment. 5. Princess Sid. Sid Laughlin, a brash 16-year-old from Columbia, South Carolina, is brought to Chicago to spend the summer with her estranged aunt Miranda, a kind-hearted author of religious fiction. Though things are awkward at first, the two develop closer as time goes on. As the summer continues, they spend time together doing things like going out to eat, taking walks around the neighborhood, and sunbathing. Both women grow to resemble each other, with Sid becoming more cultured and Miranda becoming more laid back. Sid's mother, Miranda's sister, died when she was young, and the two wonder if she is in heaven waiting for them. 6. Parting Glances, 1986. Parting Glances is a drama film from the United States that was released in 1986. Many film reviewers consider it a significant film in the history of LGBT cinema because of its realistic portrayal of metropolitan homosexual life during the Ronald Reagan period and at the height of the AIDS crisis. It was also one of the first films in the United States to deal with the AIDS epidemic. While the film is classified as a drama, it also has a number of comic scenes. The film's funny, realistic dialogue and thorough representation of homosexual and gay-friendly urbanites in 1980s Manhattan were hailed by critics. Parting Glances was also one of the first films to deal openly and realistically with the issue of AIDS and the impact of the epidemic on the LGBT community. 7. The L Word. The L Word had the first ensemble cast of lesbian and bisexual female characters on television, and its representation of lesbianism was pioneering at the time. At a period when lesbian sex was nearly invisible elsewhere on television, one of the series' pioneering features was its open depiction of lesbian sex from the female perspective. It was also the first television series scripted and produced by primarily queer women. 8. Holding the Man. Tim and John are Xavier College students in Melbourne, Australia, in 1976. They share a common interest in geography. Tim falls in love with John and invites him to the school production of Romeo and Juliet, in which Tim plays Paris, but John is unable to attend. Tim invites John to a dinner party with Pepe and several of their drama class friends, where they exchange kisses. Tim asks John out later, and he accepts. 9. Below Her Mouth. The film portrays 2 extremely different ladies who fall in love over the course of 3 days. Jasmine is a successful fashion editor who lives in Toronto with her fiancé. Jasmine meets Dallas, a female roofer recently divorced, who is working with a crew on the house next door to Jasmine's, on a Friday night out in the city with her closest friend Claire. Jasmine gets enamored with Dallas after being taken aback by her confidence in approaching her. When Jasmine becomes more acquainted with Dallas, the chance meeting quickly develops into desire, prompting Jasmine to join Dallas to her low-rent loft, where the two women soon indulge in passionate sex. 10. Sense8. The tale of Sense8 begins when a lady named Angelica births the psychic link of 8 strangers from various walks of life from various regions of the world, and then murders herself to avoid being captured by a guy named Whispers. The 8 learn that they have formed a cluster of sensates, or human beings that are cognitively and emotionally connected, can sense and interact with one another, and share their knowledge, language, and abilities. 11. People You May Know. This energetic drama, which presents some very provocative questions about the bounds of friendship and sensuality, is ignited by a gorgeous ensemble cast. The main plot of this film is around a vivid and obsessive relationship with an attractive stranger online, despite the fact that the blurb depicts it as being about a gay man's best girlfriend becoming pregnant with his baby. This picture moves at a leisurely pace, and while it is mostly focused on the main protagonist, it also includes enough detail on the events that occur among his friends. All of their stories are intertwined perfectly. 12. Lip Service. Lip Service is a groundbreaking TV comedy drama series set in modern Glasgow that follows the romantic lives of 3 gay women. Frankie, 28, a skilled photographer, returns to Glasgow for her aunt's funeral after 2 years living and working in New York. 13. Orange is the New Black. Orange is the New Black is a Netflix comedy drama series set in a women's jail. The plot revolves around Piper Chapman, a woman whose previous relationship with a drug dealer, Alex Voss, leads to a 15-month prison sentence. 14. Handsome Devil. At their boarding school, Ned and Connor are forced to share a room. At this rugby-crazed school, the recluse and the star athlete forge an odd connection until it is put to the test by the authorities. 2 underclassmen housemates in an all-boys boarding school, one a social misfit and the other a star rugby player, form an unlikely relationship. 15. Lazy Eye. When Dean, a graphic artist in Los Angeles, detects a radical shift in his eyesight, an old boyfriend from 15 years ago contacts him unexpectedly in the hopes of reigniting their relationship. Secrets are discovered and emotions rekindled when the two meet in a vacation house in the desert near Joshua Tree, threatening to radically alter both of their lives.
Stop.